Hey everybody, welcome to this A2 English listening practice video. You can use this video to practice your listening and comprehension as I speak. Before we start, remember to download the Listening Time podcast and become a member at patreon.com/listeningtime to receive my listening time practice seminars, extra podcast episode, and sound training video. Okay, today we're going to talk about happiness. This is a topic that we all love and care about because everyone wants to be happy. First, let's talk about what happiness is. Some people think that they need to find happiness. Other people think that they can be happy all the time. Some people feel that happiness comes from the things, activities, and people that they love. Other people think that happiness comes within us. People have many different opinion about happiness. For me, happiness is influenced by internal and external factors. I think that we can choose to be happy, but the things around us can make it easier or harder to make this choice. Let's talk about some of the things that make us happy. Of course, having good relationships can make us happy. If you have a good relationship with your family members, life is better. However, if you have problem with your family or fights with your family members, it can cause a lot of stress. The same thing applies to friendship. If we have friends who can trust and who care about us, this gives us joy. But on the other hand, if you don't have good friends or if you have problem with your friends, this can make you unhappy. Some people are more independent and they don't need many friends, but other people are happier with many friends. Another thing that sometimes makes people happy is their work. If you're passionate about the job, then working can make you feel satisfied. But many people have jobs that they don't like. They dread going to work on Monday morning and they always looking forward to the weekend. So these people might be unhappy on weekdays and happy on weekends. This isn't the ideal situation. It's important to find a career that you enjoy. You don't have to love it, but you shouldn't be miserable either. Alright, another thing that makes people happy is having hobbies. When you find activities you like, you can have a lot of fun in your free time. I always feel happier when I dedicate some time during the week for my hobbies. There are so many different hobbies to choose from, so I think everyone can find it. One more thing that can make people happy is traveling. When you leave your comfort zone and discover new things, places, and people, it helps you appreciate the work. I think most apparent possible feeling when they go to new places. Lastly, let's talk about choosing to be happy. I mentioned that I think there are things that make it easier to be happy, but we can choose to be happy even if things aren't perfect. If something negative happens to you, you don't need to automatically feel unhappy. You can find the positive in the situation, or sometimes you can ignore it and move on. There are many things negative, frustrating, and inconvenient things in their life. However, it's not easy, but I think you can choose to be happy in many of these situations. Okay, that's all for today. Remember to download the Listening Time podcast and become a member at patreon.com/listeningtime to receive my listening practice seminars, extra podcast episode, and sound training video. Also, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell, and follow us on Instagram. I'll see you next time.